Hi and welcome to another Flutter tutorial, and for today we're going to look at our MyNelayan application, and let's consider the following screen for the MyNelayan application from Sellers tab. So when user click on this button, so what they have basically um, is a screen where the application allow for user to upload image and upload their catch to the database. So the screen here basically divided into two section. The first section basically allow user to take picture, but here let me just do a little change because of the um, spot cover here should be contained, but just change a little bit. If I do the field, it's look like that. If I do it fit it, it's look like that. Or fit with, it's going to look like that. All right. So the screen here basically consists of two sections. So the first section is basically just a simple card divided into two main section through flexible widgets by division of 40-60%. So the 40% section here allow user to take picture, and later we're going to upload the picture to server. At the bottom down here is a form that basically will take user input. For example, there's a drop down button which allow user to select from numbers of selection, catch name, description, price, cash quantity, and at the bottom down here there's a two input which is allow for the application to determine user current location. Okay, so let's see the application, how it works. So first thing is that user can just click on this, and for this, I use what we call as a widget, special widget called image picker. And here I enable image picker to pick image from gallery, but for the application itself, so let me just turn on the other options here, which will allow user to take image from camera. Okay, so here we ask user to take picture from their camera, and user can access the camera feature. And in this case, we use a simulated camera functions provided through AVD. You can just take picture from here, and then it basically will take this picture of a TV with a cat. All right, so press OK here. And here, there's another library that I use called image cropper, and allow user to crop image. And here enable 3:2 aspect ratio. And user can just click on this and able to receive or display the crop image. At the bottom down here, user can just enter their information, the form information, such as um, mahi, the fish name, description, um, medium size, let's say 500 gram each. Cash price per kilogram, let's say like $5 per kilogram, 5 ringgit per kilogram. Number of catch, let's say like 20 fishes. So this is basically information that user can enter. And at the bottom down here, this is basically there are two more requirements that we added here that's still missing. But I'm going to disable these two requirements for now because this is going to require a location. Um, so there's a handle by this row, and let me just first remove this for now so that we don't have problems with our form. So now should be no problem. Um, once we have this information, we want to upload to server, and definitely will require backend. But before that, let me talk a little bit about image picker and image cropper. So the library basically implement through PubSpec YAML. So we're required to install image picker and image cropper. For image picker, this is a library that allow user to use or to utilize camera functions of the device, and also allow user to pick image from user gallery. However, to use image picker, the first thing that you need to do is to import the library, and the second thing is that to import the library to the required class. And in this case, the class basically handle the screen, new cache screen. So the library is this image picker dot. And for this screen class, the implementation basically handled through this click. And that click is basically this gesture detector that wrap paddings as it shall. The gesture detector allow for the padding or the cut here to implement a select from camera methods. So let's see the select from camera method. All right, so this method here is rather quite simple, which consists of the following. This method basically create image object picker and then implement asynchronous methods that wait for the picker to pick image based on the image source that we set here. And this is basically where we can allow user to pick either from a camera, or you can choose from a different source from gallery, from a camera or from a gallery. So if you want to take from camera, you can just choose from camera. And at the bottom here, I set up the max height and width for the camera, for the image to 100 2000 pixel to 800 pixel. But this is just a normal portrait image taken by the camera. But later we're going to crop the image so that we can get the right aspect ratio for our application, or required for our application through image cropper. And once we pick up the image from the camera basically will assign to a pic file object here, and then reassign back to image object that we define as a file from our state class. So once we have that ready, we can further crop the image by using image cropper. So the image cropper here implement through what we call as image cropper library, and this is uh, this cropper library can only be used for Android, Fire and iOS, and also for web, if I'm not mistaken. So um, the the image cropper require a few changes to be able to use in the application. And for Android, the requirement is basically you need to update your Android manifest file and added an activity into the manifest file. So the manifest file basically available through app source main and in the file android manifest.xml. So all you have to do is just add this new entry or activity entry into the manifest file and save the file. So that's basically the requirement required to be able to use for Android. For iOS, I believe there's no requirement required for be able to use a crop image cropper. So once we have that, we just call from crop image from methods down here. So the crop image basically implement the crop image from the image path. So we have our image object that we receive from the camera up here, and then the cropper will take over. And we can set the aspect ratio for the cropper. And here I use ratio 3:2, or you can also use 4:3 for a bigger aspect ratio. And down here is just for the UI setting, nothing much. And once we have our crop image completed, we can reassign back the crop image to our image library, which later we're going to use the image object file here to upload to our server. So that's basically how we use image cropper in Flutter, and it's quite simple operation to use. And you can just refer back to my GitHub and then access the new cat screen file. So that's basically the part that require for image. And the bottom down here, but that's for the to be able to display the image. I use what we call as a as a decoration image. And then here there's an if statement for the UI, which allow us to check if the image object here is equal null. If the image object here is equal null, so we just display asset image, which is available through our path asset in our asset folder here. And if the image is not equal null, we use file image, and it will display image as image provider and be able to display the image here. Okay, so that's basically how the UI part is being implemented. And the second part, the 60% part here, basically handled by this expanded. And the expanded, in this case, I use single child scroll view for the form to be able to be scrollable. You can implement this entire screen as a scrollable. You can also implement half of the screen as scrollable, but that's up to you. And how you want your user to use the form. All right, so the rest is just a normal form. And we just go to the button down here. And this button basically, which is the button down, elevated button, which implement the insert dialog. This insert dialog methods basically just to check the form and also image. If user didn't take any image, or user unable to or didn't fill in the form, so we'll complain through our snack bar. And if everything, all the required input available, we can just proceed with this insert dialog, which is down here. So the insert dialog will ask user, are you sure you want to upload, insert your catch? If you are, if user would like to upload this, then we proceed to another method called insert catch. So the insert catch basically handle all the variables data from controller. But for the image here, there's a one requirement that we need to fulfill, which is to convert our image into string. Since HTTP can only upload string, which image is not. Image is a file type, which is an object data. And we can use the base64 function to convert our image here by using read as byte sync. And it convert into base64 because we can further compress the image into a much shorter string. And here just a normal HTTP post array and pass to the file called insertCache.php. And this is the post body data. And for this, we require to use post array because of one, for the image itself. And also, this is a quite long string, and get array unable to handle that. And also the data here, if anything that require insert data operation, usually we use insert array. And down here, this is basically we process the response back from insert cache to PHP just to check if the operation is success or not. All right, so that's basically on the UI part. So let's see in the back from the backend point of view. So the backend point, the backend basically only require to check for the asset. If there's any post array, first just a very simple checking there, and then do the database connection, and then retrieve all the data that pass from our form, from the Flutter form. So user ID, cache name, description, price, quantity, type, and also image itself. And then we build our SQL array, SQL statement, and then this is the SQL statement required for this. insert into table cache, and this is basically the table name, table field, and also this is the data values. But let's just check our database, just to show you how the database for table cache works. So table cache is, this is table cache, and inside table cache we can see that this is the field, cache ID, user ID, cache name, time, and everything. So this is the data that we have, the table field that we have for table cache. So you can just use this and then drop into your database. All right, so once you have that, and then we build our SQL, and we just execute our SQL by using SQL insert statement that we built up here. And once we execute, we check for the operation. If the operation is a success, and then we want to upload our image to a database, to server directory. So for this, we will require a file name, and here I'm using the insert ID as a file name. So let me change a different name because we already have the entry there. So let's see, catfish. All right, so we already have the ID, because when we insert the data into the database, we have ID here. So it is cache ID. So the cache ID can be used as our image name because this is always unique. So how do we get the cache ID? Once we already insert the data into the database, basically we can use a special functions here called MySQL insert ID. So from the execution of the object connection, and then we can retrieve that through file name variable, and then it will basically return the latest ID insert into the database. And then we can use this file ID, and then we want to store the file into server directory. So the server directory that I'm using here is basically from folder backtrack one folder, folder asset, folder caches, and this is the file name. Okay, the file name, and here I put port.png. Okay, so the path backtrack one folder up as into asset folder, into cache folder, and everything will be dumped into that asset folder. And finally, to materialize the file into the path, so we can use a file put content and use path with decoded string, and finally send response to JSON back to application so that the application can process. So let's see the folder directory. So the folder directory, basically in the folder XAMPP, folder htdocs, under folder MyNelayan. So this is basically backtrack because the PHP file is in this folder. So we backtrack one folder into folder asset, into folder cache, and this is basically the location of the file. All right, so let me take another image here. So we already have the image. I'm planning to use image from the gallery because I already have fish image in the gallery. All right, so press that. So this is another fish image. Set yes. Okay, so once we insert into the database, and then we can see that there's a new image being uploaded into this server directory. And the size of image is quite usable. It's not that big. It's around 20, 30, 40 kilobyte, 50 kilobyte size, depend on the complexity of the image itself. And here, what we have is image set to server directory, and then uploaded the data itself uploaded. Let's say, let me show it here. So you can see that the three data already here, and then now we can use the data and display into seller tab here, or whatever data that belong to the seller will be appear in this screen. Okay, so that's basically how it works. That's basically how the image picker work, how the image proper works, and how we upload image by using our HTTP post array, and also together with the backend service that handle the insert statement and also file upload instruction to the server directly. So that's all I'm going to share for this video. I hope this is going to be very useful for you. So you can just check my Git for the reference. See you next class. Bye bye.